Good morning. I'm the Moon Mama. How y'all doing today? Today is Monday, and Monday's the day governed by the moon, and the moon is currently in Pisces. Let me say that yesterday I was quiet. Today I'm a bit disoriented. I had one of my uncles made his transition. He was 85. He has lived a full, long life and had been on the decline and made his transition a few days ago. And my family has had so many deaths, like since I was a child. Like, death is the thing of my family. It's the weirdest thing ever. Um, it's like my family is full of like I just have a challenging family life and have from the moment that I arrived here. Like, I got a reading one time from somebody. I've had several readings where people go like, what happened in your family? Like, somebody once read I have a doctor who reads like your body. He's like, well, how much trauma did you experience in your family? And so I am so death and addiction and imprisonment and depression, all of those have been real themes in my family. And it's just interesting because as I am in my Chiron's return and the sun is conjuncting Chiron right now, my family trauma has come up in this last week with all this corona stuff. And so I am really working to keep myself focused and to hear spirit so that I know how to be and what to do at this time. And so this is a sun in Aries situation for me. It's asking me to be courageous. It's asking me to stand for something beyond myself. And so I'm so curious, um, how you guys are experiencing the Aries sun and this sort of moon in Pisces. This experience that I'm talking about is a moon in Pisces situation with the Aries sun about being courageous. So this is a time with this sun in Aries where we are being asked to face our fears, to face the thing that is most challenging for us. So how is that showing up in your life? I know for me, one of my greatest works in my life is my family karma, if not my greatest, right? I shared that I had a mother who was a prostitute, a father who was a pimp, and just all the abuse and neglect and all of that went on in my family, and how I have been working to transmute that. And I don't take it personally because I understand that that these behaviors, these ways of being, these belief systems are something that came through this American slave system. So I have done the research in my family to understand why we have the conditions that we do. And, I was shared before that my grandfather watched his father be murdered in Mississippi on a sharecropper's farm. My grandmother is the result of a rape. Her mother is a black woman who worked in a home for she worked in a home in someone's home in Alabama and was raped by the man who owned the home, and it was the product of that. And so these issues are often not talked about. We often don't get the therapy. There's often trauma. And so in my family, the way those issues have been managed is with alcohol, drugs, depression, because it's a prominent experience that goes not that goes undetected, but that doesn't get the proper care. Emotional wounds, right? That don't get the proper care, that then turn into behaviors and challenges that are complex, to say the least. So, what issues are up for you right now? Because this is this is here's the thing about astrology. Astrology gives us the life experiences that will give us the opportunity to generate the energy that is needed for us to continue in our becoming. So, what experiences are happening in your life right now? What things are asking you? What life experiences are asking you to be courageous? And if you understand the moon governs our feelings, our emotions. And so the moon is in Pisces right now, and the moon in Pisces is empathy. So there's something that requires your empathy that also is asking you to be courageous. So can you courageously feel what we are all going through? Can you allow yourself to feel it? And then what do those feelings bring up in you? And what actions, if any, do you need to take to be present to those feelings? One of the things that I noticed yesterday as I was really looking at the situation with my family is that I came from a family where there was so much trauma and pain, but no one talked about it. It was almost as if we just functioned as if it wasn't going on. And so as a child, I always felt like there was deception. I always felt like, can't you guys see what's happening? Can't you see that your actions are creating pain for this person? And can't you see that this choice is what created this? And like I was always a child going, what you're doing is hurting everyone else, and no one was talking about it. So I carried this frustration and anger at the adults because they were mismanaging the energy in the environment and no one was talking about it. So that's the thing that is up for me. Like, do I have the courage to say the thing that no one else is willing to say? You know, when I was a child, I got branded as the one who talked too much. And, you know, I walk into rooms in my family and, you know, there'd be 3 or 4 people in the family in the room. And then I walk in and everyone would be quiet because people learned in my family that I don't keep secrets and that I say things and all of that kind of stuff. So all of this stuff is back up for me right now. Isn't it just the strangest thing, right? So look at your life and see what is coming up for you. And then see if you have the willingness to sit still with it and ask your higher self, what action should I take? What should I do in order to support your own evolution and the evolution of everyone around you in this situation? So I'm going to read a poem because I just want to do something sweet. Someone sent me a poem the other day and I was like, oh, I'm going to read a poem. And this poem is called All the Talents of God. All the talents of God are within you. How could this be otherwise when your soul derived from his genes? I love that expression. All the talents of God are within you. Sometimes Hafiz cannot help but to applaud certain words that rise from my depths, like the scent of lover's body. Hold this book close to your heart, for it contains wonderful secrets. So this is a book called The Gift by Hafiz. He's a Sufi poet from many, hundreds and hundreds or thousands of years ago, even by now. But all the gifts of God are within you, and the gifts of God that will help you become who you're here to be at this time, to have the courage that you need to be at this time. And so the moon is in Pisces, and the sun is in Aries, and we are giving birth to something new, and it's something new that touches us at our core level, that connects us to one another. And if we can be willing to see whatever that is and then ask what action to take, we will begin to find the courage to move towards the light, that is going to help us transform. Okay. Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm the Moon Mama. If you need any support today, I am here. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.